each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging Tuesdays. It's Tuesday, and we're trudging. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope. Seems like everybody kind of, not everybody, but I had some compliments from the unmanageables. Thank you, and suggestions. It's always fun to see what people think. And the one thing that people said was that people think that June is in love with Trudge, and she's not. People asking, is that about me? I'm going to let everybody know right now, none of these are based off of you. Okay. If I decide to put, now, if you watch it, okay, there are Easter eggs in there that it changes just a little bit, because I'm putting Easter eggs in the background, so the picture may change a little bit. Yes. I snuck a picture in there. See if anybody finds it. All right. I think the next one I'm going to do is 5 to 7 minutes. I've got some pretty good ideas. I'm not bringing them up here, or it just won't be funny. But if you have been to AA Zoom meetings, you'll like what we do next. But probably going to be a minute before it's out. It takes a lot of effort. It took me, let's see, about 10 hours to put that one together. But I had to create all the assets and everything first. So the next one, I've already got all the assets. I know what I'm doing. It won't take as much time. So there we go. I was proud of myself because there was one part, it wasn't transitioning the way it needed to. It was just the character would flip right back. And so what I did is it's a Zoom meeting, and whoever's talking gets the bigger picture. So that's how I handled transitions. I don't need to worry about them because it just switches. So, yay. I know you care. Really, yesterday I went live at about the same time. There were 12 people here. Okay, now we got people showing up. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Good morning. There's somebody talking in our WhatsApp chat. I'm kind of hoping they're going to get here because I think this one's going to help them out. Right. About working with trust and discernment. Yes. I was going to talk about discernment today anyway. And then the reading was about trust. I'm like, these go hand in hand. The type of trust that we're going to talk about today, they go hand in hand. Do you want some love too? Well, come over here. I can't talk, be on camera, and reach over there. Okay, I don't have fucking go-go gadget arms. And you, I'm just tired of. Will not leave me alone. Dude, go find something to do. Seriously. All right. God. All right. Like children. Except cats puke on your floor all over the place. So, yeah. I'm not on puke duty. So I take care of pretty much everything else. I don't do toilets. I don't do puke and poop. I don't do any of that. My wife takes care of that part. And I pretty much do everything else. Well, except for the cat boxes. I'll take care of the cat boxes. But, yeah. I don't. It's clear I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about today. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. What I'm going to be working on today is peer-led pathways, where you'll be able to pay for my time and we'll sit down and we'll figure out your problems. There we go. Because I still want to do this work. I want to help people out. Maybe, pay my bills. But, yeah. So, who's it? Any what's it to the who's it. It's like a Dr. Seuss book this morning. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I am your host. And I've got therapy today. So that's good. I need therapy today. Because my nightmares, they are back in full force. But my usual abusers of my older brother and the man that raised me were not in them. I don't remember them being in them. So, we've always got to find progress, man. Or working on this stuff sucks ass. I've got to find some progress in it, or it's hard to work with. Yeah. I feel like I've taken 2 steps back, man. And but I will get through it. We will get through it. We don't do this stuff alone, right? Yeah. So, all right. Let's get started. So we're going to do today's daily reflection, but lately it's been going straight to as Bill sees it. So we're going to go straight to that, and then we'll come back to this. And while we're doing that, I will also be throwing in my 2 cents. Who sent for you? Little Eminem in there. It's like, that guy talks so fast. People that can keep up with Eminem, I am impressed with you. All right. Blind trust. What? See, there's a lot of different kinds of trust. Today, we're talking about the trust in others. We'll talk about the trust in ourselves, but we talk about that all the time. And the answer is, if you want trust with other people, there's one deciding factor. It's called time and changed behavior. You may never convince them. You may not, but it's not your job. All right. I know, but I love them. Their kids, their parents, their family. I get it. I understand. I do. I have been there. There's not much that I haven't been through. All right. So, most surely there can be no trust where there is no love, nor can there be real love without distrust holds its malign sway. So, love and trust also go together. In order for me to trust someone, love needs to be involved. Now, I make the statement that I love everyone. I do not love everyone equally. I don't know everyone. Okay. I love my children more than I love a lot of other people, my wife. But they're different. They're also different kinds of love. Right? It's not all the same love. It's different kinds. Right? But how am I going to trust without love? Right? And when there is no love, it becomes malign, which is not good. Right? Says, nor can there be real love where distrust. So if we're distrusting, we can't really love, can we? So how do we handle that? Trust that they're going to be human. That's about as far as I take trust most of the time. Now, if you say you're going to do something and it's the first time, I'm going to trust that you are going to follow through. I am. And if you don't, that trust goes away. Then I trust that if you say you're going to do something, you're not going to do it. So there's still trust and there's still love, but it's a different kind of trust. All right. Okay. And a different kind of love. And these are all interchangeable. But does trust require that we be blind to other people's motives or indeed to our own? Aha. This is where discernment steps in. Okay. And what is discernment? We're going to go look up discernment just because I like I like reading the no, I forgot the word, and it's a basic word, definition. Yes, I forgot the word definition because I am this, and so are you. I have very good discernment. I'm not saying I don't judge. It does happen to me, absolutely, but I try and have discernment. But discernment requires the truth, which means I have to do digging first. I have to be I have to be um I have to be man, I'm forgetting all the words today. Somebody give me a script for God's sakes. Let's just read this. Discernment is the ability to perceive, understand, and evaluate matters with clarity. It involves distinguishing between subtle details, judging objectively, and making intelligent decisions when faced with complex or ambiguous situations. Ambiguous means confusing, that it doesn't make sense, right? Like when somebody lies to you and it just doesn't fit, all right? I, uh, Michelle's over here laughing at me, stumbling over my words. I don't blame it. It's kind of funny. Wait, I can't wait till you guys see the next thing I'm doing on. It's gonna be funny. I I I thought of it last night and I was laughing so hard I was crying. It has been so long that I have laughed so hard that I started crying. And I was falling asleep to it. It just came to me. I just started chuckling and I couldn't get, and it got worse and worse. I laughed for like 10 minutes. It's still funny. It's okay. Anyway, so what are aspects of discernment? Cognitive clarity. What does that mean? You're not going to get cognitive clarity until you do some work in the program. It goes beyond simple observation, it involves reading underlying motives, recognizing patterns, and making sound judgments. And here's the big one: wisdom and sagacity. Sagacity. It's sagacity is often associated with wisdom, good taste, and the ability to evaluate what is excellent and appropriate. Love it. Love it. Active process. True discernment frequently requires taking action, gathering information, and actively assessing the outcomes rather than just passively contemplating. So, what does that mean? We talk to other people who might understand the situation. Okay. Part of discernment is discovery. You got to be curious. All right. Yeah. All right. So, but does trust require that we be blind to other people's motives or indeed to our own? No, not at all. This would be folly. I'm not going to just blindly walk around and be led by people that have not done the work. I'm not going to do it. Right? I have a very strong set of morals. So strong that it tends to buck things up for me here and there, but I will not step past them. I won't. I've done that in the past and I see what happens. I know what will happen to me. I might revert back to old Dion. If Dion has enough, if I'm pushed too far, I'll revert to dangerous Dion. I don't want it. I don't want it. Right? Most certainly, we should assess the capacity for harm as well as a capacity for good in every person that we would trust. Yes. Everything that I do is based off of this. Your actions. Right? Now, it's something that I have noticed. Okay. That people are, they get sober, they get recovered, and things start to happen. Right. But I noticed like the people that I was working with they haven't worked any kind of program themselves. They haven't. That's scary. Okay. And the discernment here, it's not a judgment, it's a discernment. You cannot transmit something you don't have. And that includes recovery. I would call it two-stepping, where they admitted that they were powerless over alcohol and they help other people. But they're only going to be able to help people to a certain point. It's one of the questions I'm going to ask. I want to talk to my therapist first, to one particular person. Are you going to meetings? Are you sponsoring people? Are you doing service work before you jump on your clientele? That's what matters. See, this program saved your life. You're not going to give it away? There's going to be a price for that. One I'm not willing to take. I'd rather stay broke. I would. I would rather be broke. Howdy, howdy, ho. Hey, it's my favorite ho. Oh, it's so funny because Amber acts like a guy and I act like a girl with each other. We're like that. It's so funny. Hi, Amber. It's good to see you. Oh, Michelle says, yeah, I love that. Laughter is so good and tightens your abs. Yeah, I had a good choice. Yeah, I must have lost 5 pounds last night. I don't know. Do I still look fat in this shirt, Michelle, when I lean back? Do I? Yeah, I do. We were in Zoom meeting the other day and I was leaning back and Michelle was asking it, are you really that big or is that shirt just making it look that way? You must be really comfortable with me. All right. Such a private inventory. See, now this has got to be a private inventory, right? Can reveal the degree of confidence we should extend to any given situation, right? So talk with a trusted friend, not somebody that's going to go yap in their mouth, man. Okay. That's why I like having a therapist. They're required to keep, it's built in trust. And I really trust it. I've been with my therapist 6 years. So I very much trust my therapist. In fact, when we get together, the first thing we do is fuck around with her dog. Half the time, we're solving her stuff too. It's not I don't have regular relationships either because she goes through stuff too. And I give a fuck what happens to her. If somebody fucks with her, I'll bust her fucking kneecaps, man. I will. I am that close to her. If there's somebody, there's a couple, 2, 3 people that know everything about me. My wife and my therapist. Okay. After that, Amber knows more about me than anybody else. Maybe Tyler and Sean too. All about the same. See, there's some things that I do that I don't think that you folks would appreciate. Some people may not. Right? But it doesn't belong here anyway. Right? Huh. Now you're going to wonder what it is that I do. I was trying to come up with something funny, but no. I secretly smoke crack. I don't. Well, obviously you would know. Yeah. All right, back to trust and discernment now that I'm way off kilter here. Excuse me. However, and I will tell you one of the things that is going to happen in the new unmanageables is somebody will be 13th stepped. Dun, dun, dun. All right. But that's not the funny part. However, this inventory needs to be taken in the spirit of understanding and love. So, when we are going through this, what do we need to do? We need to see where the other person is coming from, because there's probably another person involved in this. If we're having to work on trust, there's a good chance that there's another human being involved. All right. Unless you're talking about yourself. All right. So it needs to be taken in the spirit of understanding and love. So don't call a friend that's going to jump on your pity party with you and cut down that person also. Okay. Because going through all of this, while I've been going through what I've been going through, I've been having to figure out where Dion was wrong. Okay. Because it takes two to tango, which means, and there wasn't a fight, there wasn't a blowout, there wasn't an argument, there wasn't even yelling. In fact, we parted ways amicably. And I think what it came down to was this: they aren't ready for somebody like me. I'm too big. I'm ready to bring on everything now. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting on other people to get stuff done so I can do what I need to do, and I'm not doing that anymore. All right. And I'm not trying to be a dick. This is what it comes down to. I have worked in this field when we had success. They have not yet. I hope one day they do, because it's not the process that we're utilizing right now. It's not success. And it's going to change here real quick. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we talk with people who are going to help us also understand that this needs to be done with understanding and love. Nothing can so much bias our judgment as negative emotions of suspicion, jealousy, or anger. See, those are the things that I kind of had to work through. Yes, I was getting a little jealous. Why? Because I was going to work and people were just forcing them way up to the front to talk to everybody, and I wasn't given a chance. Sure, there was a little jealousy in there. You got to admit this stuff. It's okay to be a little jealous. It's all right. It's what you're going to do with it. All right. So and in that case, at the moment, I just backed him. I did, yep, that's right. I'd laugh at the stupid jokes. I'd smile. Yeah. All right. I'm always suspicious. It's just kind of how I am. Right. I tried not to let it get to anger, but I did finally get to anger. But I didn't keep it to myself. I spoke to other people about it. There we are. So I had to take care of those things because I have not written what I want to write yet to finalize everything. Because I had to get rid of those things. And today, I'm not feeling any anger or jealousy or suspicion at the moment. I'm not. I am hurt. Right? I'm a little hurt. Having vested our confidence in another person, we ought to let them know of our full support. Because of this, more often than not, he will respond magnificently and far beyond our first expectations. What they're saying is if you do it right, it'll work out just fine. All right. So, trusting others. Now we're going to go back to the daily reflection, and we're going to read the second part here. I am not a victim of others, but rather a victim of my expectations, choices, and dishonesty. Yes. Yeah. I found that I usually create all my problems. Well, maybe not 99.9. Let's go with 99%, maybe 98%, right? Not everything. Sometimes people go out of their way to trigger you and things like they do. And words do hurt. Absolutely, they do. Right? So, but I got really good at playing the victim. Part of my PTSD comes with that. And I got tired of it. Made me feel like a hanger-on. All right. When I expect others to be what I want them to be and not who they are, when they fail to meet my expectations, I am hurt. Now I just talked about being hurt, right? And I did. There was an expectation. But there was a promise made, and that's why I had that expectation. Right? When somebody's enthused, and even when they did that, and this is where my comes in. My gut told me not to believe them when they said it. And I ignored it. That's on me. I should have listened to that. Okay? Because the pattern already told me that every time this person promises something, they don't follow through. But I just didn't want to believe that. So that's kind of on me. That part is on me. All right? I'd already been fooled once, so shame on them. And it had already happened like 5 times. Okay? I think there was just a part of me that wanted to believe that there was another person like me out there. I needed that. But so far, I have not found them. Okay. No, that doesn't make me terminally unique. Definitely not. Okay. I'm not so far removed, but sometimes I feel that way. Michelle says, yeah, I'm dealing with being jealous. I get that. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to admit, but after you do, you feel better. Because at least you know. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm being jealous. Fuck, I'm being jealous. Now you got the truth and you can work with it. What a great thing to have. All right. When my choices are based on self-centeredness, so was this choice that I made self-centered? Kinda, yeah. Yep. I wanted to be the center of attention for fucking once. I wanted to be the person that everybody was looking at going, yeah, he's fucking right. And I felt like it was my time. So yes. All right. So when my choices are based on self-centeredness, I find I am lonely and distrustful. I gain confidence in myself, however, when I practice honesty in all of my affairs. When I search my motives and I'm honest and trusting, I'm aware of the capacity for harm in situations and can avoid those that are harmful. Okay. So there might be people in the world that are harmful, but that doesn't mean they're toxic. I find, and I'm glad that word's going away, because if you're calling people toxic, you're probably toxic. That's just the way it is. Right. The name calling. As somebody called me, retarded yesterday. I'm from one of the thumbnails I put out. They're like, this is AI. And then they put the National Alcoholism Hotline in there like they were trying to help. But they were calling me stupid and retarded and all sorts. I just blocked them and removed their comment because right. What's the point? I was just stoking the fire and it was pissing me off, but, and I have to be careful of that because sometimes I'm itching for a fucking fight. Sometimes I want to fight. I don't know why. I do know why. All right. You ever trusted the wrong person? You ever been so afraid of being hurt that you trusted no one? Can you trust without discernment? No. You need discernment in order to trust. What is discernment? It's good, healthy judgment. Just to put it into our words, right? Also requires a little bit of empathy, some thought. This is the difference between judgment and discernment. Number one, the emotion. That's the big difference, right? 2, the action. 3, judgment requires no humility. discernment does. It needs humility, right? So trust opens the door, but discernment decides who gets to walk through it. Yeah. And I trust people at different levels, but mostly I just trust that you're human. But I watch. I know. Right. And I'll see a pattern. And then you'll say, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'll be like, okay. And what my brain does, like there are some people who sign up to maybe chair the meeting. And then I look at it, I go, okay, Dion, you might be chairing on that day, and I prepare for it. Because half the time they forget and don't show up. Now, am I angry? No. Am I distrustful? No. There's trust there. I trust that half the time they're not going to be able to make it. They have other things going on, man. See? They have other things going on. Like time dysmorphia and shit. I do too. So I don't need anger. I don't need jealousy. I don't need hate. I don't need judgment. Don't need it. I have trust. I have trust and discernment. That's what I need. And it worked in that situation. Or I'd be like, half the time this person didn't show up and I always have to fucking cover them. I could have that attitude too. But it doesn't take anything else into account but me. It doesn't work. All right? And most alcoholics have a trust problem, and it's mostly with us. We fall into two extremes. We either trust everybody or we trust no one. We can't find that balance. You know, when we trust everybody, we believe every lie, we ignore the red flags, and we want to see the best in people. Or we go to the other extreme and everyone is suspect. That's usually where I land. Everyone has an angle. We isolate and become cynical. Then that's what's wrong with that isolation. It'll start creating situations that don't exist. And I don't need alcohol in me for my brain to do that. I don't need it. In fact, when I'm sober, I'm better at it. And neither of these extremes is healthy. We have got to find the balance. Okay? So we've got to find, trust is the willingness to become vulnerable. Okay? It's okay to be vulnerable. But you got to pick the right arenas. Okay? I'm vulnerable here often. It's my arena. I feel comfortable doing it. Why? Because I have total control. That's why. I can boot you out if I want to. If you comment on one of my stuff, I can just delete it. See, I have total control over it. So it doesn't bother me. And so then what happens? Well, then it just ends up helping the people it needs to help. Why does it look like I'm shooting up? You see that red mark right there? It's funny because I said I was doing crack earlier. Now it looks like I have a... So recovery requires trust in our sponsors and our meetings. Friends, you trust the process. You trust your higher power. Right? Because without trust, you can't grow. So why do we need both? Because trust without discernment becomes gullibility. And then you're going to be fooled. Then you're going to get angry. And then you might go out. That's no good. That's no good. Trusting every person in recovery can be dangerous. Why do people go into AA thinking that they're not going to be judged? Okay. Amber, I recently decided not to be mad about the cabin ship much anymore. I can expect people to not leave it the way I do. Oh, absolutely. Versus getting made, accepting, letting go, and keeping my side of the street clean. And much better for you, too. I'm going to give you the advice because they're acting like children. So I'm going to give you the advice that my mother gave me when my children were not cleaning up after themselves the way that I wanted them to. I also have to remember that I'm Virgo. Okay. And when I clean the kitchen, it's fucking clean. Okay. Clean. Right down to behind the sink. the wall boards and the counter, everything, right? Well, my kids weren't doing it the way I did it. And my mom said, you have to be okay with 80%. But good job. I doubt you're even getting 80%. Right? And I know why you're getting mad, because I get the same way. This is why I would be mad. That they leave it because they know I'll take care of it. It's one thing that irritates is the laziness. Our neighbors next door is drive me fucking crazy. Our trash is on Wednesday, right? So it's tomorrow is Wednesday. Now, last week they thought it was also recycling day, and their trash can has been sitting out there the whole week, and they keep walking by it. And it irritates me that they can't take 2 fucking seconds to put it back. And what I want to do is put it on the sidewalk where they go into their driveway, so they have to put it back. But tonight's when we put it out anyway. So, see, control. Try to control things. It's the laziness. And they do a lot of little things that are just, it tells me what kind of people I'm working with. I'll just leave it out there for the week. They don't care about anybody else except them. And you know what's going to happen living next to American, I know, right? Amber, I don't think it's because they think I'll take care of it. I think it's because they don't give a fuck. Yeah. Probably closer to truth. And you know them better than me. All right. So why do we need both? Because trust without discernment is gullibility, and discernment without trust becomes isolation. So we don't trust everybody you don't trust everybody in recovery. Get to know them first. Distrusting every person in recovery is equally as dangerous, right? Oh, I went to 6 months of meetings, and that's a cult, and those people are blah, blah. Yeah, they probably went to one meeting. It was in a church basement with 4 old men. They didn't quite. Yeah, see, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I don't. Okay. So no, people go to, and it doesn't matter if it's AA, Celebrate Recovery, Dharma Recovery. It doesn't matter. They're alcoholic and they're judgmental, and people tend to think that they come in and now everybody expects other people to create a safe space for them. No. AA is not a safe space. There aren't any. People are judgmental. No matter how understanding or how much empathy they have, people are judgmental. Right? No. I saw somebody make a comment earlier, and it goes against me politically. And if they knew, it's like, would they get mad? Because I just helped save their friend's life. I did. So what are they going to think now? All right. Michelle, oh boy, I share problems with my neighbor. I finally had the chance to say something to them, and I'm getting to know them so we can be friends. Yeah, good job. I've tried to approach these people. They don't, and I'm nice. I wave to them, and I'm neighborly. I can also be, it just seems like they want to be loud every weekend, and it's just about them. So I'll just have a talk with them eventually. It's got to be the right time. If I'm being judgmental, that is not the right time. Right? It's not. We're not going to get anywhere. There is no point in starting a fight. It's got to be solution oriented, or it doesn't work out, right? So AA never tells us to blindly follow people. Sponsors are guides, not gods. Trusted servants are exactly that. Trusted, not worshipped, not blind. We don't blindly obey people, right? So learn from past mistakes. I ignored the warning signs. I knew something felt off. Listen to your intuition. I talked about my intuition a little bit earlier, right? I talked about my intuition, how I should have listened to it. I knew better. All right. But my brain is so good at denial, right? Let's cover some red flags, green flags, and we're going to wrap up here. Red flags: repeated dishonesty, manipulation, victim mentality, constant chaos, and lack of accountability. Green flags: humility, consistency, accountability, honesty, and follow through. Discernment helps us tell the difference between the two. Yeah. All right. So, have you ever trusted the wrong person? Have you ever ignored a red flag? All right. I have. So, in closing, some people trust everybody and get hurt. Others trust nobody and stay alone. And recovery teaches us a better way. Trust people enough to connect and use discernment enough to stay healthy. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on trudging.